Fall's coming and it is time for a bit of a change. New season is just the perfect time to shake things up a little bit. So, who wants to join me? Who wants to come along? That's what I'm going to talk about today anyway, shaking up my raw food diet a little bit and making changes. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you are not already subscribed to the channel, go down there and hit that red subscribe button so you can come back and see more of what's to come, and you can also go back and check out some of my old videos. Also, too, wearing one of my Powered by Plant shirts today. Down below in the description, you can find my store, rawtropicallivinggear.com. I'm going to start putting some new stuff. I'm going to start putting some designs on long sleeve, new ones anyway. I've already got some long sleeves in there, but I've got a real comfortable long sleeve with a hood on it, little hoodie on it, and it's one of my most comfortable shirts, and I want to get this design on there, so go check it out, and I'll have that one up real soon. Yeah, I've just been thinking this weekend, since I've been back in the States for 2 years, I get a little bored and I've become a little bit boring with how I'm eating my food. It just becomes to be just, okay, slug through the day, eat this, eat that. Just haven't been real inspired, and I just felt like, okay, I'm getting bored with this thing. It's time to shake things back up a little bit. So I've been sitting around this morning. I've been doing some things. I've kind of organizing my kitchen a little bit, organizing my thoughts, organizing things I need to get done, just organizing. And in that organization, I said, I'm going to start being a little bit more active. I'm going to put a little bit more effort into my food. And that started this morning with some sprouts. I started a batch of broccoli sprouts this morning. And I'm going to start doing that on a regular basis. I have sprouts at the house and I make them, but I'm like, why am I not? There's great nutrition in the sprouts. In fact, I was looking at watching a couple of videos on sprouts this morning, and the nutritional advantages of say sprouts over broccoli, like eating broccoli. And I might do a video just on that. I don't want to get into that specific area today, but the sprouts, like, there's just so much more nutrition in there, and more bang for your buck too. Like, you can sprout a whole bunch, like broccoli, penny for penny, you get so much more nutrition out of the sprouts than you do the actual broccoli. So I think I'm gonna try to get in that cycle. I started this batch today. I think and it'll probably take about 4 or 5 days before I'm ready to eat them. So I think, I tend to, what I do is I sprout them, I eat them, then I think about it for a while. And before I know it, a month or sometimes longer goes by before I think about, hey, why don't I sprout again? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sprout, and within in the next couple or 3 days, I'm going to start some more sprouts. But I'm going to keep that sprouting going on a regular basis, because, like I say, I'm going to look into it a little bit more. But I like what I see on the sprouts. I'm also thinking about, and all of this is kind of just trying to beef up my nutrition, getting more nutrition in every bite I'm eating and just my day-to-day. I'm also going to look into the microgreens too. I don't know that much about the microgreens, and I don't know that I'm going to do that, because I'm going to tell you right now, before anybody says, well, you should do this and you should do that, I'm not going to buy equipment. I'm not going to get into anything complicated. If growing microgreens is really easy, take it like something simple, and you don't have to have a lot of equipment to do it, I'll do it. Because like with the sprouting, that's perfect. All I have for sprouting, all that's necessary for my sprouts, is a mason jar and a sprouting lid, which I have. So, but I really would like to get, I've not looked into the microgreens much, but I know there's insane nutrition in them as well, just like the sprouts. In fact, there may be more nutrition in the I don't know if there's more or less, equal, but I think there might even be more nutrition in the microgreens than there is in the sprouts. So want to look into that. In fact, I'm probably going to watch some videos on that this afternoon. Also, too, I did a recipe video last week, and I'm not doing it for the purpose of becoming a recipe guy and making books or sharing recipes, but I do want to start creating more food. And just not even necessarily creating more food, but taking a little bit more time in preparing my food. Although, as you guys know, I'm not Mr. I can't stand around and chop all day. So a lot, like, I like to make stuff, but it can't be stuff that's like going to be involved chopping all the time. I'm going to do that mock tuna fish salad that I did last week again. I think I've got a few ideas, and a few people out there gave me ideas for improving on that. And I'm gonna try that again this week. I was down in Pensacola yesterday, and I bought some more sunflower seeds. So I've got enough sunflower seeds to get going on that. But yeah, I just want to kind of experiment a little bit, because like I say, sometimes I'm just really uninspired, and sometimes I probably don't eat as much as I should, just because I'm just kind of like, you know, I can't really think of, there's just nothing exciting around the house. So gonna get a little bit more creative with my recipes and just my eating in general. And it doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of times I'll put something together and I'm like, wow, that only took me like 10 minutes and it was so good. And normally where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make a smoothie, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. Not to say, hey, that green smoothie is the base of my whole thing. I mean, I just love my green smoothies, so that I will continue to do. And just a little bit more variety in what I'm eating. You know, I'm trying to work on balance, more nutrition, more balance. Not just, you know, slugging it out and eating bananas and two or three fruits and only eating about 4 things a day. Although there's good aspects to that too. You know, I've done the mono meal thing for periods of time before, and there's a lot of advantages to that too. But also too, I just like to cover all bases, make sure I'm getting a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and also just by doing that, by adding more variety, it just kind of, you know, covers all bases. You know, it keeps me creative and keeps me from getting bored. And, you know, it also, too, like I say, I learn more and I get more nutrition in my body. And where I want to talk about getting more nutrition in my body, I want to start educating myself a little bit more again, too. Like, I've kind of just been on cruise control for a few years. You know, you first come to the lifestyle and you read books and you watch lots of videos and you study a little bit, and then you're just kind of like, all right, well, I'm eating like this. But I want to understand a little bit more of the why. Like this morning, I was listening to a lecture by Brenda Davis. And this was not, you know, this was a different one than I've heard before. She was getting a little bit more into the nutrition. It was on the myths. Like, she was talking about the truths and myths of the raw food diet, and kind of like, you know, some of the stuff that we hear, and some of the stuff that probably a lot of the raw feed people you watch like on YouTube here, they take things out of context, or they get a little too far to the extreme than what, like, there was some point she was talking about this morning that a lot of raw foodists, you know, hold on to as like one of their major tenets of the religion, and they quote it from a couple of experts on the subject, and she talked to these experts, and those experts were like, that I by no means, I don't think I even said that, but I definitely didn't mean it that way. So I've like started just, you know, I need some background noise. Sometimes I like it quiet in the house, but sometimes it gets a little bit boring just having nothing but silence here. So I've just started, and I'm doing that as soon as I get off the video. Just while I'm doing my stuff, I just put lectures on, old YouTube stuff, or just sometimes I just find a good general lecture. Sometimes it's for a particular subject that I'm interested in. But yeah, I'm going to kind of get back to educating myself a little bit more. And it's just more practical for me right now. I'm just not really in a place where I'm into reading a lot. So if I can just listen to lectures and just let it sink in little by little by little by little, and do it on a regular basis, I'll up my knowledge just a bit. But anyhow, hope you guys might want to follow along. I'm going to be sharing a lot of this stuff. I'm going to try to, you know, get a little bit more educational on here. And yeah, just kind of like I say, excited for a new season to roll around. As much as for anything else, I'm just ready for this heat to go away for a while. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.